Well, Brendan Barnes is set to play a really big role over the next 4 weeks at Albion Park. He's got some key drives, and he's got one of those on Saturday night, and he joins us now. Brendan, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
I'm sure you're looking forward to the next month. Let's start with race 4, though, on Saturday night. The Group 1 Golden Girl, reigning Queensland Horse of the Year, Gerarda's Delight. She was first up at Redcliffe last week. I thought she was terrific. What can you tell me out of last week?
Yeah, we were really happy with that. We sort of drove her in a manner which sort of probably no one's really seen her driven in. We sort of done a bit of work early, and then we had to bring her wide, sort of probably a bit earlier than we would have hoped to. But she hung a little bit around the last corner and sort of wanted to go more sideways rather than forward, so she probably couldn't really make up as much ground at a time we needed to, sort of when we wanted to. But we were really happy with her run, and she's just going to keep improving off that.
All right, so back to the bigger track at Albion Park. Much more to her liking?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously the gate's not kind again, but sort of that race sort of been drawn on Mare's ratings, and what she's done sort of over the last 12 months has put her in that position.
All right, so this race on Saturday night, will this be her last start before the Group 1 Golden Girl, or do you plan on starting her again next week?
Yeah, she'll race right up too. She'll race every week. She seems to thrive on racing, and we'd sort of had it mapped out with the trials and the race starts that hopefully if she races sort of week to week, by the time the Golden Girl gets here, she'll be cherry ripe.
Okay, and that's typical of the Bettor's Delight progeny. They thrive on racing. But just on the way she is now compared to this time last year, how big of a difference is there with her?
Yeah, well, last year she was just absolutely flying sort of for maybe 3 or 4 months leading into the winter, and you know, we said the whole way along last year that we could win a feature race if we got a bit of luck. But this year she just seems to be a little bit stronger, and sort of we drove her against her pattern on Saturday night, and we tried her pretty solid against her pattern. Now she sort of likes to prefer to race, and she just seems to be taking it all in her stride and getting a bit better every week.
Okay, she's clearly the class runner in this field on Saturday night, and that's why she's got gate 7. Do you have to drive her out of her comfort zone again?
I think we'll probably be similar to Saturday night. To sort of last Saturday night, we'll just float across and sort of see who's going where. She's definitely probably the class runner of the race, but in saying that, there's also a lot of speed and a lot of go-forward horses underneath her. So we'll just have to, probably just float across and then sort of work out whether we want to go forward or back from there.
All right, well, that's Gerarda's Delight. Let's move on to race 6 that Wondi's made open. Your driver's Deus Ex. The most obvious thing for Deus Ex, back to the mobile start. The stand start for him, it didn't work last week, did it?
No, he just wasn't happy being off the back row, so he didn't have a lot of room to move. We had to sort of get him right up on the helmet of the 2 horse, and it sort of was a little bit fractious itself, not wanting to sort of stand too still. And he's an angry big horse at the best of times, and once you upset him, that's sort of normally game over. And he was quite upset there on Saturday.
Okay, so he's got to overcome a second row draw here on Saturday night. Just looking at it, it looks like there's going to be a lot of pressure in this race over the mile.
Yeah, it does. It looks a cracking field, and obviously our draw's not kind, but it'll sort of be interesting to see how he'll follow that good speed doing no work.
Are you confident that he can follow a good speed?
Yeah, I think so. We haven't really driven him that way, sort of in a field like that. Whenever we've sort of driven him off speed, it's sort of been a slowly run race and a walk and sprint. So it would be good to not use him early and get a cosy sit. If they go hard, see how he follows that.
Okay, race number 7, Sam is Perfection. He's chasing 3 straight wins here on Saturday night, but he comes into this race as a last start track record holder. Did that surprise you last Saturday night?
Yes and no. Sort of the way the race was run in the small field, not at all. But like, he's the sort of horse, he never runs a bad race. He's always sort of the same week in, week out. He follows speed super well, and he's always sort of finishing amongst the pack. So yeah, it sort of was right into his hands on last Saturday night in the small field. But obviously he'll find this week a lot tougher, and we'll probably just have to go back and up the fence. But he'll sort of finish amongst them.
Okay, is he a stable favourite just because he's so genuine?
Yeah, he is. Everyone sort of likes him around the place. He never runs a bad race. He's done a terrific job. He's sort of come up here just to sort of run through his grades a little bit, and I think we were having a look the other day, and he's won maybe 14 or 15 races at Albion Park, and he now is the Redcliffe track record holder, so he's just done an absolutely terrific job.
Yeah. Speaking of speed, like we were talking about in the Wondi's, mate, this is going to generate tempo as well. Crunch Time in 1, Jillaby Kung Fu in 4, maybe it ain't the money runs out as well, so there's going to be a hot tempo being set here.
Yeah, you'd think so, and we'll just look to have a quiet trip and follow the shortest way home. And if we get a bit of luck, hopefully we can maybe sneak into some money.
Okay, the big one on Saturday night is the Group 2 Queensland Sun. Plenty up for grabs here, not only the prize money, but trying to cement a spot in next week's feature, the Rising Sun. Cashed Up started in the Rising Sun last year as a 3-year-old. Can he force his way into the field this year?
It's a sticky draw, and sort of it's a very tricky race with draws and things like that, but he probably isn't at his 100% best. He was a good winner out last time, but he's probably not as sharp as he was sort of this time last year heading into the Rising Sun, but we know he's a quality horse, and if he sort of does happen to bring his A game and he gets the right sort of luck, he can definitely win, that's for sure.
When I was looking at the tab markets for this race, I thought he was just being a little disrespected. He's fairly big odds in this, and his form's really good. He's a last start winner. Yes, the draw's a little sticky, but I just thought he probably deserved a little bit more respect.
Yeah, he's a horse, he's never far away, and he follows speed really well, and he's got good high speed himself, and he's getting quite deep into his prep now. He's had probably half a dozen runs under his belt, so he should nearly be sort of nearing maximum fitness, and his win there not long ago should have done him a world of confidence.
Tactically, you've got Manila Playboy to your inside. He's probably likely to go forward. In fact, he's probably got to go forward. Can you slide across with him and try and get handy?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of gate speed, so we'll just sort of have to just sort of see how he feels and sort of what's looking like being around us. But that's definitely going to be something that we'll want to look for, to sort of be as close to the speed as we can, because it's probably going to be sort of an on-pace sort of race. So yeah, if we can just be up there somewhere and hopefully with a nice trip.
Manila Playboy off that Patron's Purse victory. Is he the horse to beat?
I think so. It'll just depend. There could be a bit of fireworks early. You sort of got Uncle Shank out wide and Hemsworth, and there's a bit of speed there, but his win in the Patron's Purse was super Manila Playboy.
All right, well, 4 good drives for you on Saturday night. Which one are you most confident about?
Probably the Stable Star, Drada's Delight.
We'll take the tip with the Golden Girl winner and the reigning Queensland Horse of the Year, race 4, number 7. Brendan, as always, good luck over the next couple of weeks.
Thanks, Chris.